Good morning, children. How are you all doing today? Hope you all are fine. Welcome back to our session, children. In the previous session, friends, we tried to learn about tanks and groundwater. Of course, we did not look at groundwater, but we have discussed detailedly about the tanks. Yesterday, we learnt about a tank at a village called as Betavolu, located in Suryapet district. And we learnt these tanks were built by the ancient people, especially to collect the rainwater in the plateau region, in the rocky surface. And these tanks were very useful in many ways, for irrigation, for drinking, even for the silt which was accumulated was poured back into their agricultural fields in order to improve the fertility, and fishing community also dependent upon these tanks. So we have seen how these tanks became a source of livelihood for many people in the village like Betavul. And today we learn about the groundwater. What is this groundwater? Groundwater. As you all know that in the previous lesson about rain and rivers, the water which falls as a rain, okay, some water gets collected like a small stream and joins into the river. But not all the water joins as a stream and moves. Little part or little percentage of the water gets percolated. It gets sunk into the soil and reaches to the deep layers of the soil of the ground, where it gets accumulated. Such water which gets gathered under the ground is called as groundwater. Hope you understood what is groundwater. And you know it very well, children, that this is the groundwater which we reach through the bores and bore wells, and through the wells we bring out such kind of groundwater onto the surface. And these days people started digging more deeper into the ground and bringing the water. There are two kinds of rocks which generally found in the region of Telangana. One is pervious rocks. The other one is impervious rocks. What are these rocks? Pervious rocks mean these are the rocks which have minute holes in them, and the water gets sunk into it, and under this, beneath this rock, the water gets collected. Such kind of rocks are called as pervious rocks. But in Telangana, mostly you find the sand, the limestone and other kinds of granite and other rocks which are very compact and which doesn't allow the penetration or the percolation of the groundwater, and they doesn't possess any kind of pores. Here the water gets collected or accumulated above this rock itself. This rock under, beneath you will not find the water. Here you find the water only above it. Such kind of rocks are called as impervious rocks. Generally the Kadpa limestone rocks or the granite rocks are of this kind, which we mostly found in the Telangana region. And coming to another terminology, the water which gets gathered under this rock is called as aquifer. It's an aquifer. This aquifer is nothing but the water body which is present under these rocks is called as the aquifer. Okay, the thickness of the aquifer depends upon the availability of the water under the rock. If we look at the groundwater level, I must show you the picture 3.3 from the textbook which speaks about the level of the groundwater. I'll show you that picture now. So observe this picture very carefully, and this is a picture. Okay, this is a picture. Here you can see it's a 0 meters, this is a ground level, and this is at the 5 meters, and this is a 10 meters. So what you can see in all these wells, the water is available at the depth of 5 meters. This means that if you were to dig a new well in the same region, you would strike the water at 5 meters at the same depth. That is the level of the groundwater which is called as the water table. But water level is not stable. See, water level got sunk during the summer. Okay, during the summer months it goes deeper, and during the monsoon it comes up. This is during the monsoon at 5 meters, and during the summer it comes down to the 10 meters. So that is the depth. And coming to the rocks and groundwater found, in the Telangana region, if you look at them, most of the rocks under the soil in Telangana consists of granites which are very hard, and they are also impervious. they are not the pervious rock. But even though they are impervious, due to the weathering, there are large gaps which got found and which collects a large amount of water even, and you can find these gaps of 20 meters depth. There are cracks, and many of these rocks also have very deep cracks developing to 50 to 100 meters. These cracks too contain water. Normally with ordinary wells that we dig, we tap the water from the water present in the top weathered layer of these rocks only. Bore wells which are dug with the help of a drilling machine goes deep and reaches the cracks, and it also draws the water from them. And in many mandals of Telangana, if you look, the predominant rocks are the granite rocks only, and small quantity of groundwater goes in these structures, and especially rocks of the Kadapa type of limestone are available in some areas where they are very hard but they are generally broken and have lot of gaps in between them. So as a result of that, they allow the water to accumulate. The water gets gathered nearby the rocks, and in the cracks of the rocks, and groundwater is available in some areas. And the areas which are adjacent to the river, generally river Krishna and river Godavari flows from across Telangana. So in this region, the water level is generally at a very great height. So Krishna and Godavari have deep layers of sand as well as the silt. As a result of that, the water level here depends upon the water in the river. And normally the water is plenty in these rivers. So it is nearly 5 to 7 meters below only the water level is in the ground, and it is very easy to dig wells on them. And about the recharging of the groundwater, we shall see in the next class, children. What is the quality of the groundwater and how do we recharge? These days we have been exploiting lot of underground water, but there is no proper recharging of the underground water, due to which there are many crises that human beings are facing. We shall see about them in the next class. Thank you, children.